Hi Kunal, welcome to ApniISP.com. So how are you doing?
Good. Tell me, Hassan.
I'm good too. So what's the story of your movie Tum Mile?
Well, Tumman is a story of this couple that happens to meet 6 years later on the day of the Mumbai floods. It's got a two-way plotting narrative. On one side, you see how they first meet in college and how they fall in love, and how the relationship begins to crumble, which is just opposed to how these two people have met on the day of the deluge, which brings them back closer together.
You made first natural disaster movie of Bollywood, so how was the experience?
Well, I wouldn't call it Bollywood's first natural disaster film. It's got the backdrop of the Mumbai floods,
Okay.
but it's more a love story than a disaster film. Like it's actually a lyrical, nice, slow-paced love story and not a edge-of-the-seat thriller. But yes, we are the first people to try a disaster-based script where we had to create sets and the water and all of that, which was extremely difficult. Which needed a lot of research. It was extremely time-consuming. We had to be very patient with it. It was good fun.
Okay, so what was the most difficult part in shooting a difficult movie?
I think shooting in 4.5 feet of water is difficult whenever or wherever you do it. Physically, it's tiring. It's tiring on the actors. A lot of retakes involved. Yeah, shooting in the water was hard.
Okay, and what was your memorable moment in entire shooting?
I think shooting in Cape Town was extremely memorable. It's one of the 5 prettiest cities in the world. We were shooting the love story there, we had perfect weather, blue skies, nicely warm, and we had some great scenes shot in Cape Town. Which, if you see the film, there's some great acting-oriented scenes. So that was all great.
Okay, and how was your second experience with Imran Hashmi, as you have already worked with him in Jannat?
I would say better. I think with your first film, you should get to know the person. With your second film, there's much more for tuning. You know what he's capable of. He knows what you are capable of. It's more comfortable working with someone like that.
Okay, and who was more dedicated towards the work, Imran or Soha?
I think equally, but I'll give Soha slightly higher marks because shooting in water is much harder for a girl. She's not very tall, and we had 4.5 feet of water, which was almost close to her neck. So it was very hard for her, but she never complained, and it was great working with her.
Okay. For how many days did you shoot on the flood set, and what was overall duration of the shoot?
I think totally we shot for close to 70 days or so, and in which I think the flood was close to 37 days.
Okay. तो जिस तरीके से आपने अंडर वाटर की जो सीन्स शूट किए हैं, तो कैमराज एंड ऑल इलेक्ट्रिक वायर्स मस्ट बी इन द वाटर, तो इस तरीके से कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती है?
Underwater shooting के लिए you call in a special team, that gets the hydroflex casing, the special lights that go underwater. You have to call in a scuba team for safety. So it's complicated because you have a lot of people involved, more than normal. Lekin, when you have a script which deals with water and deals with underwater sequences, then I guess you would take your time and be very patient with it and not get carried away. Take a shot, plan it out well, safety wise, and then take the shot.
अच्छा, तो मूवी को रिलीज हुए there has been 10 days, I guess. So how is the response?
Response is good. Not as good as Jannat. I think Jannat was a much bigger hit, but this is a slightly different film. It's more urban oriented. It's more youth driven. It's more for your multiplexes. So it's doing well in those centers.
By the way, from where did you arrange so much water?
I guess you have to buy the water from tankers. It's basically like borewell water which you buy.
Oh, which will be your next movie?
Right now I'm taking a break. I'll think about it and I'll figure it out. Okay.
Okay. In the end, I would like you to give some message to the visitors of ApniISP.com. Any message regarding the movie?
Is my film releasing in Pakistan?
Yeah, it's released in Pakistan.
Okay. Please watch my film Tum Mile. I think it's a great young love story. It cuts across boundaries. I think it will appeal to anyone, from the age group of 16 to 35, who's been through a relationship, who's been through a break-off. Watch the film.
Okay, Kunal, thank you so much for taking your time for the interview. Okay?
Yep.
Take care. Bye-bye.